basically what we're going to go over today is some tools that you may or may not have heard about. I tried to avoid using stuff that everyone's familiar with, Ahrefs, SEMrush, things like that. And these are just things that I've found as more or less a startup that have really enhanced my workflows and increased my productivity and time. So one of my favorite quotes here, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend the first 4 sharpening my axe. Really important thing, obviously preparation for any kind of productivity hack is definitely beneficial. Personally, I find myself still using a lot of CSVs, no matter what the program is, whether I'm exporting from Google Analytics, whether I'm just analyzing data. CSVs, I'm sorry, I can't seem to get away from. I know that there's probably better ways to do it, but one of the things that I found is using .bat files, batch files. Very, very simple scripts, but you can use them to combine files, create folder stacks, structures, add, delete, copy folders, do image optimization, rename, things like that. So this little script here, you put that into a simple text file, save that as a .bat file, and run it. And essentially what this is going to do here is you run a script, have a bunch of CSVs in there, and it will combine everything into a single CSV for analysis. It's a lot easier than trying to open up multiple CSVs, analyze them, close out another one, open up another. So very simple there. I also found a macro from KuTools, and this is probably one of my favorites. I'll email myself any kind of CSV reporting from Google Analytics. Run the simple macro, which you can download from right there. And essentially what that'll do is it will open up a single Excel workbook. Each CSV is its own tab within that. So you can really quickly go through there, start analyzing each individual CSV as a single document. Another one that I use all the time is creating batch files and creating file structures. This simple one here, essentially what it'll do is by running this single batch file here, it'll create an entire folder structure. Super simple, you can create subfolders within it, basically create an entire directory with just a couple lines of code. Renaming files, you can really quickly go through, take an old image name. Most of us, if you're downloading photos, say from your camera, you're going to have the DCM or whatever it is, _01, blah, 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 blah numbers. You can really quickly go through here and optimize the image names. Brings us to our next thing, image optimization. One of the things I like doing with optimizing images is trying to do as much as I can in batch or bulk. Bulk naming utility, this allows you to do a lot of different things here, including renaming your photos, putting different extensions, pre-pending, post-pending, basically changing the entire way your photos are, or not even photos, but files in general, PDFs even. You can change the entire naming convention of any one of your files there. One of my favorites here for GMB is Geosetter. Now, with this particular one, you can update, strip, or even modify, dare I say, manipulate to some of the black hats in the room. But you can actually go through here and edit almost all of your EXIF data, metas. If you have 360 photos, you can adjust the orientation, show them magnetic north, edit any of the alt tagging data, basically any meta information on your particular photos. ConvertCase, this is another one that I like. You can do uppercase, lowercase, and do this all in bulk. I tend to use this for PPC predominantly. Best practices, everything's all uppercase or capital case. One of my next tools that I really enjoy using, a problem that I've seen with a lot of keyword, or like the Google Keyword Planner, is that it gives you very limited data. Most of it's commercial intent, specifically for PPC. And with PowerSuggest Pro, one of the things that I tend to use this for is content ideation, learning more about the actual search intent that people would have for particular keywords. How this particular tool runs is you would put in a specific keyword right up here, And you can, basically what it does is it scrapes Google's PAAs, it's auto-suggest, and basically any of the related searches. So what you're in essence doing is learning what are the trending topics that Google is actually looking for, not just what's the commercial intent that has a particular dollar value associated with that. I found that this is an incredibly useful tool, especially because you can actually recursively search. I'll use that for example, on this one, we're looking at, what is this? HVAC Colorado. It'll go HVAC Colorado space A. Recursively, it'll go space A, B, A, C, A, D. And it will recursively pull in any kind of keywords associated with that. Not only does it do Google, but it also does YouTube, Yahoo, Bing, Wikipedia, and Amazon and eBay. So you can get some really great keyword data on this one. Export it right into a text file, eliminates particular keywords with unnecessary words behind them, but very, very valuable tool here. Another tool that I enjoy using is Notion. This is a relatively new one that I've been using, predominantly because I'm a huge fan of Evernote, have been for years, but Notion allows me to have a little bit more flexibility. I can create my own wikis, create these as public boards, use them as client FAQs. I can modify this so it has pivot tables, headings. I can essentially create my own blog within Notion. Or turn it into a company repository here. Loom, probably one of my favorite tools, especially for client interactions, be it demonstrations, tutorials, content. You could potentially even use this for link building. I'll leave that, and we can have a discussion about that later with any of the people that are all about link building. But essentially what you can do is it's a Chrome extension. You fire it up and it captures your screen. It'll even record video so you can go back and forth. In my workflow, what I found to improve and 10x my time with this is for web development or any kind of problems I run into with working with teams. I can take this, capture my screen, show my developers, show any people I'm collaborating with on SEO. Here's exactly the problem I'm seeing on my computer in real time, send them the video. Has a great integration with Slack, and you can also timestamp it to kick people into particular portions of that video. So it's a one-click and free tool. I should mention that as most of these are either very low cost or free. So very low cost of entry. Ghost Browser, I think most of us here already know who Ghost Browser is. If you haven't tried their service, I definitely recommend it. You can manage multiple client logins without having to log out, log in, even assign proxies to individual tabs. It's a fantastic tool, and I highly recommend that one. SEO Powersuite, this really is one of my start to finish tool sets. I know Garrett talked a little bit about this last night, but there are a variety. With the core four, as you call them, you can do keyword research, rank tracking, on-site audits, backlink research, or even use it as more like a CRM or monitor who you're talking with for your backlinks. One of the things that I like here, this is very similar to, say, Sitebulb, and you can automate all of this by scheduling it. So one click, you schedule it out, and as long as your machine's running, say like on a VPS, this will go collect the data, and you log in, you have the data right there. You don't have to type in anything, it's simply there. With this particular one, you can look at internal page rank, the number of page views, integrate Google Analytics with it, Search Console with it, pull data directly from SEO Powersuite, and it works great. You can do on-page audits with their website auditor, also do TF IDF research, so you can see where that gap analysis needs to happen. For this particular one, I'm looking at various competitors and what keywords they're mentioning on their websites that I should potentially mention on a site that I was optimizing. Rank Tracker, obviously it's a pretty standard rank tracker and keyword research tool. One of the things I like about this particular tool is that you can get very, very granular when it comes to accessing the specific data. For example, I can modify the search engine here to look at either maps, mobile, or desktop, and drill this actually down to the street level. I tested it last night, and we can actually go down to address. So for your specific clients, it'll actually run the search on your machine as if you were at that particular address. Another thing that I'll use Rank Tracker here for is clustering my keywords. So if it's a PPC campaign, I can cluster it into semantic groups. Another thing that you're also able to do here is silo your website. If that's something that you're interested in, you can just really group these things very effectively, similar to like Moz's clustering tool. Spyglass. This one, sorry Jim, I had to run it on SearchCon. But this actually gives us an entire bit of data about SearchCon's backlink profile, keyword cloud, and here in just a second, there's actually something interesting I found. So in our anchors, it looked like right here there's Garrett Acott. I'm not sure why we would have anchors with that, but yeah, Garrett's right there in SEO Spyglass as a heavy anchor. So.
Is that for his reputation management, perhaps?
Potentially.
Oh, powerful anchors.
Powerful anchors. There you go. There you go. Outside of the core 4, SEO Powersuite does have one other program I found very helpful. I understand that this has made an appearance at SearchCon years ago, but BuzzBundle. This is this particular one functions kind of like Hootsuite, BuzzSumo, and a lot of other social listening as well as social interaction forms or platforms. I can type in a keyword, create different personas, and answer in kind of a one-stop shop right here. I can look at what's trending for particular topics. I can comment, interact with people, pull data, pull reports. It really is a one-stop shop for any kind of social interactions. Google Keep. This is one I actually found quite interesting. I was showing Jim this last night, but you can actually use this. It's Google's sticky note app. And what I found on this, I actually scanned one of my kids' papers to take home. You can grab the text out of any image that you upload to Google Keep, and it parses all of that data into text. So potentially you could take a photo of the voltage banner back there, for example, or any banner, snap a simple photo of that, snap a photo of a business card. It will literally, with one click, grab any of that text, convert it, or grab any of the content there, convert it into text. You can pull that into a document of your choice. So pretty powerful stuff there. Lastly, one of the particular processes that I use all the time is IFTTT. This does get into a little bit more of a gray hat scenario, but you can use this IFTTT to promote your own website. You can use it to create various link wheels. You can use it for a lot of different things. For example, you can use it to trigger promotion of your particular website here. You can also use it to create Web 2.0 and social link wheels, essentially, that could potentially be a particular persona or account that you're trying to promote or interlink with your own. That's what I've got here for tools. If you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to talk with you guys, answer any questions about any of the tools that I personally use, or if you have any other tools, I love testing things out, love checking them out, so let me know.